Hello, beautiful, vibrant souls. I am so grateful that this video has crossed your timeline today. We are going to pull some cards for the collective, see what messages Spirit has for us. We're going to do some quick messages here. We've got our King of Cups coming up here. He's fun, isn't he? He seems fun. He's got lots of energy. There's a lot of energy coming forward here. It's very charismatic. I'm getting for some of you, though, that this is talking about you, that you are feeling very confident in your power. Now, there's a part of this that wants you to address some deep insecurities, some things that you have kind of washed over. We don't want to use arrogance to defeat areas that still need to be healed, right? That's only like a temporary fix. That's like putting a band-aid over a bleeding arterial gash. That's not going to help the problem. You do need to know who you are, though, and it helps to understand your strengths and the areas that you still want to work on. So being aware, I'm getting some impatience. You have a little bit of difficulty with being patient. There's definitely a sense of you can, in some circumstances, just trust your instincts. This is a very intuitive energy. This is very much about yes, no, yes, no. You can make that decision like we're swiping on a dating app, right? Like, mm, 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 mm. But there is a little bit of like when the energy is right and it feels right, we can't be too quick to run from it because it's sometimes our triggers are coming from this area that needs to be healed and worked on, and the person that we're being challenge that's triggering this aspect is actually a person that's meant there in this place in time in your life to help you work through that specific challenge and trigger. So don't feel inadequate. Don't feel like you're not good enough or like this is some kind of a knock to who you are in your self-esteem. This is just an area where it's like, clearly there's something I still need to work on, and that's great that you're able to acknowledge that. That's the first step in becoming all that you're meant to be. So that's actually a wonderful thing, and congrats to you for seeing it and being willing to work on it. Now we've got this energy. We've got this impulsive action. And it kind of does jump back to that triggering aspect. But in this case, it's a little bit more of a sense of being really eager to accomplish some goals without necessarily thinking through fully what you intend to do with that. So there's something here that you are really excited to begin. And there's some details that haven't been worked out. And you're just kind of, I'm getting like telling too many people, talking too much about it, more talk than action. There's some situation here. Maybe you're hearing from somebody who's doing a lot of talk and not action. They're not really fully fleshing out the consequences of the situation. So there's some areas here that can cause some conflict down the road that we want to be aware of. We don't want to be too impulsive. The impulsivity can lead to some issues down the road as well. So you want to be a little bit more cautious and reserved. Yeah, we want to be ambitious and we want to be passionate and vigorous about what steps we're taking next. But there's also a sense here that failure to properly plan is going to cause some poor execution down the road. Taking just a little bit of time to be a little bit more thoughtful and direct and intentional about what you're trying to do. I'm also getting you're feeling a lot of pressure to get to where you're supposed to be, whether it's self-induced pressure or you're feeling pressure from others who think that maybe you started too late and or you're bad timing or something. You know what? There's no good timing for anything right now. Let's just be honest. Everything's kind of a mess. So What's most important is that every step that you take is intentional and that every step that you take is planned out. Some impulsivity can help, like if you know that it's something that you want and something feels right and intuitively it's like I've got to do this right now, then yes, go for it. But don't be in such a hurry to overlook important details because those details are going to make a difference. And so I'm hearing just that, double check your numbers, double check your deadlines. Don't miss any deadlines. I'm getting. So make sure that you're checking these dates and due dates, especially for things that need to be turned in. Official stuff. Don't miss any check boxes and stuff like that. Sign all the dated all and all that stuff. Details, details, details. Getting a big win here for some of you. This has been not a short journey at all. There's been a lot that you've been putting into this. It's been very intentional for you. So this group of the collective has, I'm getting like well deserved. Like you're getting your flowers finally. These are coming for you. I'm seeing a lot of congratulations are in order. I'm seeing that your endurance and tenacity. It's like the long race, or not the like the long distance marathon type energy where you had to really persevere for a really long time. You can see the finish line now. You know that you have to preserve your strength to make it there. You don't want to be dragging yourself across the finish line with nothing left. But if you just stay consistent and you stay the course, you stay focused on getting to the end, you don't need to be the first person across the finish line to know that you've accomplished that goal, right? You know that the work that you've put into this, you'll be able to, like anybody, it doesn't matter how long that it takes you to do this goal. I'm getting like, we're talking for some folks, this is about finishing your degree. So maybe you can only take one class right now. Nobody is going to look at your bachelor's degree and go, well, it took them 5.5 years instead of 4. You have a bachelor's degree. Okay. The work that you're putting into it, it doesn't matter if you have to pace yourself. It doesn't matter if you have to slow down. It doesn't matter if you have to focus on something else. Just get back to it and make sure that you finish it with the same degree of attention to detail, quality, and care that you were putting into it the whole time. And if that means that you have to, preserve some energy and pace yourself a little bit more in order to do that, absolutely do that. Do what you need to do it in a way that you feel really good about the work that you're doing. Because nobody's going to question the amount of time it took for you to finish it. They're going to look at what you accomplished as a whole, as a unit. And that's what we're talking about here. This is a big endeavor that it's not an overnight win. It's not immediate gratification. That is just not the issue here. You've done a lot of work. You deserve every bit of the accolades. Continue doing what you're doing. Don't give up. There's people waiting at the finish line. They're going to cheer for you no matter when you show up. The fact that you showed up is amazing. That's an accomplishment. Thank you so much for joining with me today. I would love to read for you. If you're looking for personal guidance, please feel free to reach out. Many blessings.